Hi everyone, we are the facilitators for the Owners of Speakers Club. I'm Hedemaya, it's Nico, Kirsty and Jan. Today we're here to talk about a recap of Season 1 of the Owners of Speakers Club. Our first session was in March 17th. What's a kind of a one-sentence overview of how you felt the Season 1 went?
Yeah. Never let the limits of imagination stop you.
Everything that we could have ever hoped for. It's an explosive start. We kept growing the community. Moving into Season 2, pretty excited to see what happens.
Season 1 highlights
would be the debating. I've done debating in a structure before the club. Being able to bring it as a part of the Speakers Club is a pretty awesome thing to do, and keeping the debating alive here in Joensuu as well.
I would say everyone that I've been to, just we've implemented the selfie at the end. Yeah, I've really enjoyed taking them group selfies. I like looking back at them.
For me, it would be the improv segment, like I mentioned imagination earlier. I come from a background of improv theater, so I like bringing what I've learned there here.
Biggest challenge that you've had with kind of facilitating so far?
The biggest challenge for me would have been assessing the speakers' level, so I could give them an appropriate challenge.
Yeah, most difficult part about being a facilitator would be the constant innovation that goes into game creation.
Best received game and activity, and why?
Be Shark Tank, in my opinion. It was an experiment where we didn't know how to approach it first. Yeah. Then it worked out surprisingly well.
I really like the 3-word story. It's a great icebreaker, gets you on stage. It's a fun, creative exercise, easy to get into, not too much pressure. You can make it easier or make it more difficult. So I definitely feel like there's a lot to it.
Personal introductions, where to go back in time. We had to introduce ourselves at a point of time in our life that we were living. Yeah. You got to think about where you've been and how far you've come. So,
example of kind of improvisation during a session, anyone?
I feel like I always improvise. Sure, I prepare when it comes to the facilitator script, the things that we're gonna do, the things that we're gonna say to have these speaking activities going. But I don't always stick to the given matrix, because it feels like sometimes someone already has some background, or maybe I see a topic and think like, oh, this might sound better if I flipped it around a little bit.
Kind of improvise pretty much on every session. I kind of like spin it. I put my own spin on it and do what I'm comfortable with, and it still worked. Yeah, like, in my opinion.
Yeah. One lesson learned about kind of facilitation for this season.
I've had to learn to read the script before we get into the session. We did it together on Friday, didn't we? Yeah. We went over it before the session started. We did a read through. So that's something I've learned that I have to do.
Realizing that how you can facilitate a game if something goes, so to speak, off the rails, off of the game, without seeming too authoritative.
One thing you want to try next season for Season 2?
Prepared speech part, expanding it into a big room activity, or possibly even doing something, a separate event, once a month keynote evening could easily be something that, like, yes, you develop skills of improv and public speaking and being in front of a crowd from the club activities, but also being able to apply it into something that will closely resemble your life, either as a student or as an employed person, is definitely something that I'm personally interested in.
More facilitators. That's what I'm looking forward to. I hope more come on board. We can then come up maybe with more activities like we've done today. We all met and came up with ideas. Yeah.
She just wants to work with better people than us. But no, I actually want to bring more improv games into the Speakers Club. But because improv games focus the improvising itself, so on conjuring ideas, making them complex and whatnot, they don't focus just on speaking. So they take a lot of refinement before they're ready to be used as activities in our club, and we already have one such activity planned-ish. So I kind of want to bring more of that to the table.
Yeah. What's kind of one improvement or change that you want to kind of implement for Season 2? I think for me personally, I would love to see us kick off a kind of like a educational course, I guess. Some form of kind of ongoing course, maybe like anywhere between kind of 1 to 2 months long,
the communal elements of the show. So things that happen before the session begins and things that happen after the session ends. We've kind of been stumbling forward, getting into something successful, but I think taking more control over now, also obviously the start, the end, but maybe even the break as well, because obviously the Speakers Club is, we tend to have a lot of people who come back from time to time. So people are obviously learning how to talk, but I think it's also a pretty awesome club to have in Joensuu to also meet interesting people who you share an interest with. So I think the communal elements definitely still need work, but we're figuring it out.
I think I would actually like to see some sort of feedback loop, like from facilitators to the guests. Like for me personally, I want to know how I'm doing. I would like to have somebody who is more stronger than me in public speaking to give me some feedback or maybe some tips on how I could have done better. That's probably something I would like to see.
Yeah, I would like to basically springboard off of what Nico said earlier and now, and not just the community element, but also the prepared speech element, where I'd like to see that we organize maybe some more community like events outside of the basic club gathering, where we could, for example, let's say we gather around the fire and tell short stories. So you have a prepared story to tell, for example, and something like that. That would be like a bit different from the usual, club room activities.
A wildest idea for a JSC session.
Well, I came up with one earlier, the catwalk. So I don't know. Yeah, catwalk. Go.
Then I said it earlier in the idea session as well that I think a rap battle would be fun, but unfortunately I think it's on the challenge level it probably goes beyond what any of us are capable of doing. I think on a more realistic side, I think being able to host an end of season event that would combine things that we've done before, maybe the best of stuff, and possibly also joining in on maybe something prepared in advance, maybe some food, maybe some sauna, something to wrap up the season with, and being able to once again maybe increase the communal elements of the club activities. So it could be nice.
Yeah.
I'd say one of the wildest ideas that I haven't suggested yet would be to let the guests take over facilitating. Those the guests that come more often, whatnot, they're already familiar with some of the activities that we do, so they already know how some of these activities run. So maybe have them facilitated just to see it as a different kind of challenge.
Yeah, I like that one.
I think for me, I want a really big Halloween event for us. I want costumes. I want costumes for
Fancy
Halloween.
dress.
Yeah, fancy dress. I love me Halloween season. It was also kind of my birthday as well, so that's why. But yes, kind of final thoughts. Maybe something you're looking forward to for season 2 as we close out.
I feel like we're off to a great start. I think a lot of the things that we are doing are already good. Still have to keep growing, get more people involved, expand on the depth of activities, as I mentioned earlier, possibly spin up additional activities outside of club activities. Plenty of potential still in the field of public speaking. So I'm excited to see what we come up with, and maybe even if we get new ideas, as Kirsty mentioned, that new faces on the facilitator team could also bring new ideas onto the club activities as a whole.
What I'm looking forward to is you, viewers and listeners, to join us in our club activities every Friday at 5:30 p.m.
Yes.
You can come earlier. We're probably there since 5, and we're there for a while. Even afterwards, we go somewhere. It's all about the community. So join us. Even if you don't want to stay for the club activities, join us to just chat, to just network.
Yeah.
It's all.
With that in mind, we'll see you all around at the next sessions here, or maybe for the season 2 recap. We'll see what happens. Thank you.
Thank you.